Hey, it's Becca. Welcome to my channel where today's video is kind of like a show and tell. We're going to be hanging out in two different rooms, one of which I already did a decorate with me video, but I've made a couple of changes since then that I wanted to share with you. And the other room is our front new-ish office. Now I went ahead and decorated the room for fall, and a lot of times I will decorate a space, undecorate it, and then share a decorate with me video with you all. However, got a little carried away decorating it and thought, why don't I just go ahead and share with you what I've done, like a little mini talk tour. So I hope that's okay. As always, I really appreciate you being here and hope you enjoy today's video. First up, the sunroom. Here's what it looked like a couple of weeks ago with the wood accent piece in front of the window. And here's what it's looking like today. I can already tell many of you are gonna think, I don't know about the fireplace in front of the window. And I totally get that, I do. But on the other hand, don't you think it cozies up this little space a bit? So the fireplace used to be out in the garage, which is my husband's sports man cave. Well, then he got a larger TV, which was much wider than the fireplace, and it looked a little funny. So we went ahead and bought a wider fireplace, and then I didn't know what to do with this one. So on a whim, I thought, you know what, let's just try it out in the sunroom. I painted it white, and then just did very minimal on the mantle, just a little pile of pumpkins, some fall stems and lanterns, just so I wouldn't block the view of the pretty trees too much. And it might be worth noting that nobody walks behind our house. In fact, there's a hill there, so you actually have to look up to the window. So while I know seeing the back of a fireplace might look a little weird, I'm not really worried about it because we're the only ones who are ever back there. And then another change I made is the angle of the chairs, the placement of the lamps. I had both of them back there, but decided to bring this one forward just to help spread the light a bit. And then I took or traded the white slip covers for these beige ones that I completely forgot that I had. Although I don't have one for the ottomans, so that's just staying white. But the chairs and the covers are from IKEA, and unfortunately, they don't even make the chair anymore. So I was pretty excited to come across the covers. I like the soft contrast, how they tie in with the accent rug, and also how they tie in with the canvas tan paint that's in the family room, which is somewhat behind me. From our sunroom, let's head on into the sitting room turned office, which as you can see has been taken over by all things fall. All right, let's have a look around, starting over on this side. I went ahead and kept the mirror here and the frames. I just switched out the artwork. And if you have been hanging out with me for a while, you know I love ordering my prints from Etsy, and then I will download them and then upload them to Staples to have them printed. I love the little village scene. And this is a little trick of mine, only because I love symmetry. I will have the same images printed in a mirror image. So see how the trees are on the right over here? They're on the left side over here. And I also flip the order. So where the larger tree is on the top, over on the other side, it's on the bottom here. Same with the smaller trees. On the top on this side, on the bottom on the other side. And again, this is just my silly way of thinking I have companion pieces when in fact they're identical, satisfying my need for symmetry. And then over here, I have our dining table turned desk. Still really liking the wood effect, but I gave this a few months ago. It was white. I painted it with chalk paint and then added a layer of dark wax to give it this cottagey look. and it's hanging in there. Then for fall, tried to keep it pretty simple. Just filled this piece with some faux ferns. Added a very simple coffee table book. Tried to open it to a page that had some leaves in it. And then a little stack of books with pumpkins. Brought in this chair, which is from IKEA. This slip-covered chair, and just casually tossed this plaid throw, just to give it a bit of dimension and fall color. Now let's chat about the bookcases. I found a few of these plates a couple of years ago at HomeGoods. I just love that fall scene as well as the colors. So that's kind of like the focal point for this shelf. Surrounded it with glass on one side. Love adding glass to a bookcase or open shelves just because visually not very heavy. And then added books on this side, which admittedly 2 of them are fake. Same goes for a couple of these books. I found them online. I'll add the link down below in case this might work for you as well. And then just added a little pumpkin, more glass, and then repeated the same elements up here, and then duplicated what I did on the bottom shelf up there on the top shelf. Back down here, without making you dizzy, you'll see that I'm a fan of the diagonal method. So where I've got glass there, we go with glass there, and glass up there. Same with the books. Books, books. Again, and again. Over on the mantle, I think I'm pretty pleased how it turned out this year. Starting with this beautiful print in the middle. Once again, found it on Etsy, had it printed at Staples, and then I just used a very gentle adhesive to attach it to the canvas that I've had for a few years now. And then to each side, I just put together these very simple arrangements using a potpourri of leftover stems. We have faux ferns to tie with the ones that I added over on the desk. I love these burnt orange pieces. We have the wheat, a little bit of mustard yellow, and then the taller ferns in the back for height. And I even tucked in some feathers here and there. And because the arrangements are large, as is the print, wanted to keep it fairly simple down here. Just added a few candles and fall picks. Down below, still enjoying this adorable heater box or fireplace. Puts out a nice amount of heat. Love the ambiance. And then to each side, added matching lanterns that I filled with candles and leaves to bring the color down there as well. Over on this bookcase, no surprise, I duplicated everything I did on the other side because, well, at this point, you know why. Over here on these little accent chairs, first thing I did was layer a little rug, or a little mat, I'm sorry, to the back, just because the cats love to sit here and look out of the window. So it kind of protects the chairs a little bit, plus it gives them some texture, contrast, and I like this color for fall. And brought back the tree pillows that I've had a few years that quite a few of you have asked about. They were a TJ Maxx find. I have never been able to find them since, or identical ones, but I did link similar ones down below. I also added the same fabric that I added to the dining chair to the arms, just to kind of tie it all together. And I had this little stool that's just been sitting downstairs in my accessories room, and so I thought it might be nice to just add it right there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. As always, I really appreciate your company and would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be back next time with more fall decorating, and I hope to see you then.